Hillary Clinton will no doubt be celebrating International Women's Day tomorrow, and there's a new documentary about her called Hillary, and it's kind of boring, except that her husband, Bill Clinton, has had something extraordinary to say about his affair with Monica Lewinsky. Let's take a look.
I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people. Thank you.
You feel like you're staggering around and you've been in a 15-round prize fight that was extended to 30 rounds. And here's something that'll take your mind off of it for a while. That's what happens. Everybody's life has pressures and disappointments and terrors, fears of whatever. Things I did to manage my anxieties for years.
Absolutely disgraceful. Before I go to both of you, I could not believe that. Firstly, we showed you the old footage of when he said he had no relations, no sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky. Then, of course, you know, he did. We all found out about that the tough way. So in this new documentary about Hillary, she's obviously, I think, probably put words in his mouth, because now he's a victim. Now poor Bill was so stressed and suffering such anxiety as President of the United States that he had to have an affair with Monica Lewinsky. Now, what does that say about everyone involved in the production of this, but also how does that make Monica Lewinsky feel? I just think there is so much wrong with this, but the greatest wrong is this victim mentality. And the Democrats are all, I was watching the news today, they're all running around supporting, saying, no, it's fantastic, it's great that they're talking about this. Corrine, I'm going to go back to you, then I'll go to you, Dan. I had to watch that again and again and again. I could not believe that he blamed the affair on anxiety. Poor Bill.
Honestly, if he could have come up with anything, this has just made him sound even worse. You know, just absolutely horrendous. But, you know, as an aside from that, it's a 4-hour documentary. What kind of fresh hell is this? Can you imagine anything worse? 4 hours. 4 hours of victimhood. Like, no, thank you. It's a form of torture, I'm sure. Oh. But no, he's clearly done. There's been no self-reflection. Nothing. He's the victim. No. It wasn't. You know.
And when previously
she was 22 years old.
Yeah, and she's had to get by in her life, no, you know, with all of this sort of trailing behind her and make a life for herself. And there's Bill telling us about his anxiety. I mean, the stuff on social media, Dan's been brilliant. People have been 20 packets of Prozac and all those sorts of things. But the idea, you know, in this era of wokeness, that he's a victim, and the Democrats are all going, oh, yeah. I'm thinking, really? What did you think when you saw it, Dan?
It's writ large with hypocrisy. Again, like these are like many of the Democrats, you know, like who are high profile and their supporters. You know, particularly I think of Meryl Streep, you know, who called Harvey Weinstein, you know, God at one stage. So, you know, again, like this is extraordinary. I mean, if this had been a Republican, they would be howling from the rooftops. But the idea, I don't know of any man who could say, oh, look, I feel a bit stressed, so I'm going to have an affair. I mean, affairs cause stress. Stress on a marriage and stress on the person doing the lying. But in this case, you know, I mean, Monica Lewinsky, you're quite right. I mean, her life was destroyed by this.
Yep.
You know, Bill Clinton can go around and be a datey, he can give speeches for $100,000 a pop, but her life and her ability to make an income and her ability to get on with things has been destroyed. And, you know,
I think this is a dud move. I think this is a really stupid move. And as a commentator pointed out today, there's a generation of people going in to vote into these next elections. So there's a whole generation who don't really know what all of that was about, and they've, as Corrine says, it's fresh hell.